alcohol sales will decrease across the whole world, but why is the liquor market growing in India? It is 11 o'clock at night. In the boardroom of a big alcohol company in London, numbers are falling on the screen. America down, China weak, Europe slow, and in Japan demand is becoming quiet. The executives sitting in the room feel fear for the first time. The very industry which felt that the world will always drink, that very world's new generation is now stopping before picking up a glass. But in one corner of that very screen, India is shining. There the population is young, cities are growing, income is changing, and the demand for premium bottles is slowly going up. The question is this very one. When the whole world is making a distance from alcohol, why is the liquor market expanding in India? Is it just money, lifestyle, or a big change in society? There was a time when alcohol companies considered markets like America, Europe, and China as growth engines. Bars used to remain full there, wine culture was strong, and beer looked like a part of every social gathering. But now the picture is changing. In many developed countries, people are drinking less alcohol, or at least are not buying the same quantity as before. This change is not small, it is being felt at the industry level. Forecasts from market research groups like IWSR have alerted companies. Global alcohol consumption can remain under pressure in the coming decade while the legal drinking age population will keep growing. Meaning, people of drinking age will increase in the world, but the average person might consume less alcohol than before. This very point is the biggest warning signal for the alcohol industry. There is not just one reason behind this decline. Inflation, health awareness, changing social habits, weight loss drugs, and low alcohol alternatives altogether are changing the direction of the market. In America, young consumers do not consider alcohol a social necessity like before. Many people are giving more importance to fitness, mental clarity, and money saving over weekend drinking. In Britain and Europe too, a moderation trend is visible. People are not leaving it completely, but are reducing frequency, cutting quantity, and moving towards occasional drinking. In Japan, an aging population is a different challenge. The young population is less, the older population is more, and the alcohol industry is not getting new regular drinkers at that same fast pace. In China too, economic slowdown and the weakness of consumer confidence have affected premium spirits and the gifting culture. When people's pockets become cautious, celebration spending also changes. Pressure is visible on the wine market too. In many countries, wine is now being seen not like a daily lifestyle drink but like an occasional experience. Health awareness has changed the entire conversation. Earlier the question used to be which brand is better? Now the question is, how much impact does alcohol have on the body and mind? The WHO and public health experts have been pointing out continuously that alcohol is not a risk-free product. Risks like cancer, liver disease, accidents and addiction have now become a part of public discussion. Social media too has changed habits. Earlier a party meant a drink, but now gym reels, wellness routines, mocktails and a sober lifestyle have also started looking aspirational. No alcohol and low alcohol drinks have given new competition to traditional alcohol companies. These products target that very customer who wants taste but not intoxication. The industry is seeing the impact of weight loss drugs too. Some reports indicate that due to a decrease in appetite and cravings, alcohol desire can also lessen, which can bring an impact on future demand. Meaning, in the global market, alcohol has not just become expensive, its cultural status is also changing. Earlier, a drink was the identity of a modern lifestyle. Now in many places, drinking less is also becoming a modern choice. But India's story takes a different turn. Here the alcohol market is not like mature Western markets. Here growth is still being fueled by demographics, income, and an urban lifestyle. India is among the youngest big countries in the world. A large population is in the working age, migration into cities is increasing, and disposable income is slowly going up in many households. When income increases, not just needs change, choices also change. People start moving from a cheap local category towards branded and premium products. This very trend is called premiumization. The customer might buy fewer bottles, but wants to take a better brand, better packaging, and a higher status bottle. In India, alcohol consumption is not uniform. Some state is beer heavy, somewhere whiskey is strong, somewhere wine is growing slowly, and somewhere local spirits have a big base. Among urban professionals, weekend socializing, corporate parties, travel, restaurants and nightlife have kept alcohol demand in a new shape. This demand is not just of quantity, it is of experience too. In cities like Bengaluru, Gurugram, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Pune, young professionals look at premium beer, craft beer, imported spirits and cocktail culture like a lifestyle. This does not mean that everyone in India is drinking alcohol. A large population stays away from alcohol due to cultural, religious, personal or health reasons. Still, the market size is very large. India's population is so massive that even a relatively small percentage of consumers makes an enormous market for companies. This very reason global brands consider India as a future growth market. According to reports from Reuters, India is included among the large alcohol markets of the world in terms of annual revenue, and despite state-specific rules, multinational companies are seeing growth here. In India, the dominance of whisky is very strong. The Indian-made foreign liquor, meaning IMFL category, has been popular for decades, and many domestic brands have built a massive scale. The beer market is also changing. A hot climate, young consumers and casual drinking occasions are giving growth to beer, especially in urban and semi-urban areas. Imported spirits are still a small part of the total market, but their growth looks fast. This is a trend connected with brand-conscious consumers and premium gifting culture. Today, alcohol companies are not looking at India just like a volume market. They want to make it a value market, where the customer buys a premium bottle with a higher margin. This very reason focus has increased on packaging, storytelling, heritage, limited editions, and luxury positioning. A bottle now can become not just a drink, but a status symbol too. But as attractive as the alcohol business looks in India, it is not that simple. Here, alcohol does not operate like a normal FMCG product. In India's constitution, intoxicating liquors are largely a subject of the state list. Therefore, every state fixes its own rules, taxes, licenses and distribution system. In one state, a product can be sold easily, then in another state, approvals, pricing and supply chain work in a different way. From this very fragmentation, companies' cost and complexity increase. Somewhere the government controls retail, somewhere private shops operate, somewhere there are tenders, and somewhere it happens through distribution depots. Every state has its own story. High taxes are also a big truth of the market. For many states, excise revenue is an important source, therefore taxes and duties on alcohol can be very high. When a consumer buys a bottle, there is not just manufacturing cost in the price. The impact of excise duty, fees, margin, transport, license cost and state policy is connected in it. In states like Karnataka, the discussion of policy reforms becomes important because price control and tax structure affect both the availability and affordability of premium brands. On the other hand, reports like Telangana remind companies that in state-controlled systems, payments and dues can also become a business risk. Meaning, India is an opportunity too and a maze too. Growth is visible, but at every turn regulation, politics, taxation and social sensitivity can stand. In some states there is prohibition too. In Gujarat, Bihar, Nagaland and some regions there is a strict ban or special restrictions on alcohol, which makes the map of the legal market even more complex. The intention of prohibition can be to reduce health and social harm, but in ground reality illegal trade, smuggling and enforcement challenges also come forward. This very reason alcohol policy does not always remain just a business discussion. In this, public health, law and order, women's safety, family welfare and state revenue all connect together at once. In India, advertising restrictions on alcohol also force the industry to find different ways. Direct ads are limited, therefore methods like surrogate branding and event sponsorship have been in discussion for a long time. The digital age has made brands even more careful. Reaching a young audience is easy, but scrutiny on underage exposure and responsible marketing is also increasing. Another silent change in this market is connected with women consumers. In urban pockets, women participation is more visible than before, but social judgment and safety concerns exist even now. Restaurants, bars, and premium retail formats are shaping this change. Consumption is also shifting from home to experience-led venues outside. But health concern is not missing in India too. Issues like liver disease, road accidents, addiction, and domestic violence make the alcohol debate sensitive. Therefore, it is necessary to understand market growth not like a celebration but with social responsibility. Along with revenue and employment, harm reduction should also be a part of the discussion. For governments, alcohol is a difficult balance. Revenue is needed, but public health also has to be saved. Tourism is needed, but social damage also has to be controlled. For companies too, the challenge is clear. They need growth, but long-term trust cannot be built by ignoring responsible drinking, age verification and compliance. global decline and India growth do not mean that India is becoming the new home of the world's drinking problem. It means that the market cycle is at a different stage. In developed countries, the market is mature, therefore the moderation trend is visible early there. In India, urbanization and income growth are pushing demand upward right now. Even so, in the coming years, health awareness will increase in India too. Some part of the trend which is visible in the West today can come into Indian cities later too. No alcohol beer, mocktails and premium soft beverages can move from niche to mainstream in India too, especially among young urban consumers. Therefore, for alcohol companies, the future strategy will not be just of selling more. They will have to adapt with better quality, responsible positioning and a changing lifestyle. The most interesting part of premiumization in India is that consumer aspiration is changing. A man does not want to buy a cheap intoxication but a branded experience. But as fast as aspiration increases, risk also increases just as fast. If alcohol is made a status symbol, then social pressure on young consumers can also increase. This very place is where the role of family, education and policy becomes important. It is necessary to keep alcohol not in glamour, but in the framework of an informed choice. If we look from the business angle, India is a rare bright spot for global alcohol companies. When the US, China and Europe are slow, India gives hope of growth. If we look from the social angle, this growth raises questions too. Is it right to increase consumption for revenue? Is the moderation message as strong as the brand message? If we look from the health angle, alcohol is not an ordinary beverage. It is a psychoactive substance, therefore its impact goes from the individual to the family and society. Meaning, India's alcohol market is not just a story of bottles. This is a mixed story of income, youth, cities, government revenue, health risk, and a changing culture. In the coming decade, the world can look at alcohol with less quantity, better quality, and more moderation. In India, demand will increase, but its nature will also keep changing. It is possible the customer buys more premium, but not every day. It is possible bars increase, but along with them, no alcohol menus also increase. This very thing can be the balanced market of the future. Global companies are looking at India like a hope, but they will have to understand that India is not just a market, it is a sensitive society too. Here, behind every bottle is a tax policy, behind every brand is compliance, and behind every consumption habit, the question of family and culture is connected. Therefore, the real story is not that the world is leaving alcohol and India is drinking. The real story is that the drinking map of the world is changing. Where old markets are getting tired, their new markets are rising. Where health awareness is increasing, their premium aspiration is also increasing. India is in the center of this change, but this growth will not come without challenge. Regulation, taxation, health awareness, and social responsibility will shape it continuously. In the end, the question is not of the bottle, it is of the balance. Will India be able to handle the alcohol market with both revenue and responsibility? Because if growth is seen only in sales and awareness is left behind, then the market will be big. But the problem can also be big. And if policy, companies and consumers move forward wisely, then India can show this to the world, that being a big market and being a responsible market can both go together.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.